In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up automations for your contacts. So you'll be able to do things like automatically tagging any bounced contacts so that you can then go to your list and easily remove and delete those contacts from your system. So let's go based off of that example. What we're going to do is navigate over to our contacts over here on the top left-hand side. Then we're going to go to Setup, and then we're going to click on Automations. And from here, we're going to add our first automation, and I'm going to call this Bounced Contacts, and then I'm going to hit save. So now what I want to do is add my condition and my actions. So what is the thing that's going to trigger this action within the system? So I'm going to add a condition, and I'm going to search through here, and I'm going to come here to my messenger, and let's say that the message has bounced. That is then my filter that I'm looking for within the system. The condition is then going to say contacts who bounced the what message. And so there are a bunch of different options that I can choose from here. So I'm going to select all of those, and then I could come here to my conditions and say either before or after a certain date. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm just going to make sure that any messages that ever bounce within the system to any of my contacts, that those contacts are being tagged with a bounced contact tag. So then I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to add my action, and I'm going to select that I want to give them a tag. So giving them a tag is then going to allow me to filter that within my contacts and delete any bounced contacts from my system. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to create a new tag, and I'm going to call this tag bounced contact, and I'm going to hit enter and select that from the drop down, and then it is going to grant that tag to these contacts. So you'll be able to see that any of these actions and conditions within the system will have their own unique settings for each of them. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And this is just a very basic example of what you can do with automations. There is obviously a lot more that you can do. Obviously, when you click into conditions here, you can see that there are a ton of different conditions that you can start automating within the system. But I'm just going to go with this very simple example. I'm then going to go ahead and change the status to enabled so that this does constantly run. I'm going to hit save. And the reason you might want to enable or disable these is so that they run at specific times, and maybe you don't want them to consistently be running. You might be running a specific promotion and you have certain automations that you would like to run alongside those promotions, and then you can go ahead and disable them the moment you stop running that promotion. So that is just something to be aware of. And over here you can see the last execution. So that's going to give you information about when this was last executed. And these automations are going to run every 15 minutes. So that is why you might want to toggle your enabled and disabled status for these automations. You can also go ahead and manually execute these automations by simply clicking on execute on the top right hand side, and it's then going to execute the automations, all of your enabled automations here within the automation section. And you'll see as well, just to finish off this little example, if I come here to my contacts and I come here to filter, I can create a new view and I can filter it by bounced contacts. So I can go ahead and say bounced, and I can add a filter, and we're going to say that we want to filter it by a tag. So there's the tag, and I want, the condition to be contacts with the bounced contact tag, and I can hit save, and I can again save that. And then when I view that filter, I can see all of my bounced contacts here. I would then be able to go through and delete all of those contacts from the system. So that is how you can create automations within the system. And congratulations, you have completed your training on the contacts functionality within the system. So you should now be an absolute master of your list.